Okay, last topic of the day, guys. Let's talk about articles. So, we have two articles, right? The and an or an, depending on your accent. Well, the is what we call the specific or definite article, right? And an, the indefinite article. They are very similar to how we use them in Portuguese, so you should know that, first of all. But there are differences, right? We use the definite article to talk about something that is already known, that people know. So it's something specific, right? We use the indefinite article to talk about something that is not known, that was not referred, so it's something not specific. It's something indefinite, right? So this one is used for something, let's say, more general, okay? This is more specific, this is more general. So, for example, if I'm talking about, remember I gave you the example of the car, so let's imagine now an apartment. I said, let's imagine an apartment because it can be any apartment. After I mention the apartment one time, it becomes specific. So now let's talk about the apartment we selected, right? You see the difference? So I moved from being general to being specific, okay? Now, this is, the normal way, the normal stuff you guys have to know. However, you also have to know that some words, some nouns in English, they go with specific, with the specific article, and some they go with this one. Okay, so let's talk about the ones that go with this one. Remember names of countries, but very specific names. Which names are those? Well, USA. So you use, oops, I think I have to change the color, not working. USA, okay? Anything that ends with S. So Philippines, Netherlands, Bahamas, remember? Plural names. Also UK, because it's united, okay? Basically, you have to remember those. Don't worry about the other ones. If you guys remember those, if you learn those, you're going to be successful in the test. Also, you have to remember specific things of nature, unique things in nature. For example, the moon, the sun, right? So, moon, universe, the sun. Anything that is unique in nature, you can say that we have to use the definite article, okay? Now, for general things, let's talk about professions. Basically, jobs, right? Professions. So you are always going to say, I am a teacher, I am a doctor, I am a professor, I am even a student, okay? It's your function in general. Now, if you also talk about singular nouns that are countable nouns, you also have to use a. You have to count them, okay? So, I would like a glass of water, okay? You don't say I would like glass of water or the glass of water. You say a glass of water. So, singular nouns and countable nouns, okay? You have to use that. Now, the biggest problem for everybody is this little fella here. The zero article, or when we don't have an article, we don't use the or a, okay? So what do? How do you use it? Well, basically, it's like this, with names of things. So if a noun already has a name, you don't have to use it. For example, you say names of streets or villages or towns or even countries, right? Except for those, it already has a name, so you don't have to use any article. So you don't say the or a Brazil. You just say Brazil because Brazil is a name, right? You don't say, for example, the whatever avenue because the avenue has already a name. So you just have to say Clinton or Kennedy Avenue, okay? You don't have to mention the, all right? You also use for non-count noun. So it's the opposite of this, okay? It's the opposite of this. So non-count or uncountable nouns. For example, I mentioned I want a glass. I'd like a glass of water. But water is not countable. So you just say, I'd like water. I'd like some water. You can use some other specifier or a word that will go after the verb and before the noun, right? But you don't have to use a or an. As a matter of fact, you can't use, okay? So water, coffee, sugar, anything that is liquid or in powder that we cannot count, we just use no article at all, okay? And I am going to post on Edmodo the correction of the Beatles text, remember? That's it, guys. Now I'm going to send a video exercise for you.